Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host Gershwan, and today we're going to be talking about the Titan Legion known as the Deathstalkers or the Legio Vulpa. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K lore videos every single day. If you have any suggestions, please comment down below. And if you enjoy our content, thank our patrons on Patreon. It's their $1 contribution a month that really helps out. If you guys want to support, the link is down in the description. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Legio Vulpa. The Legio Vulpa, also known as the Deathstalkers, is a traitor Titan legion of the Dark Mechanicus that betrayed the Emperor of Mankind during the Horus Heresy. Much of the early history of this darkly famed Titan legion has been lost to time, but extant records indicate that the Legio Vulpa was one of the Titan legions formerly based on Mars, the homeworld of the Martian Mechanicus. It was here that they became embroiled in a long dispute about territorial rights with another Titan legion of the Red Planet, the Legio Honorum, also known as the Death Bolts. The Legio Vulpa was shadowed by a grim reputation for cruelty. During the Great Crusade, it was said that the Deathstalkers took extensive pleasure in subjugation actions, bathing settlements in vented plasma or crushing rebels beneath the feet of their Titans, rather than expending ammunition to kill them. During one infamous campaign, the Legio Vulpa's Titans destroyed the city of Vifex on the world of Dentrica, rather than allowing the negotiations to proceed and put an end to the siege peacefully. This drew the ire of their allies in the campaign, the Legio Solaria, also known as the Imperial Hunters. When the Schism of Mars erupted, the bellicose and savage Legio Vulpa were easily tracked, and willingly turned against the Emperor and joined the Dark Mechanicus forces that had sworn service to the War Master Horus. During the opening days, when civil war erupted on the Red Planet, Titans of the Deathstalkers were involved in the opening volleys. Along the borders of the Lunae Palus and Arcadia regions, what had previously been confined to a heated war of words between different Mechanicus factions erupted into true warfare when Princeps Ulrich of the Deathstalkers unleashed his war machines upon the fortress of Max Vlending's Legio Honorum. Caught by surprise, the Legio Honorum lost 19 Titans in the first solar hours of battle, before withdrawing into the frozen waste of the Mare Borum and seeking refuge in the dune fields of Olympia Unde. Their calls for reinforcement went unanswered, as all of Mars was in the process of tearing itself apart, as the cancer of civil war spread across the planet in a raging firestorm. So traitorous was this Titan legion that the Legio Vulpa undoubtedly played a part in the Isstvan III atrocity. During the Horus Heresy, the Legio Vulpa took part in the long and savage Beta Garmon campaign, which included hundreds of war zones across dozens of worlds. Even before the greater armies of the War Master Horus reached the Star Cluster, the battle lines had been long since drawn, and fighting had been going on for many Terran years. It was a cauldron of battle that would consume millions of lives before its end, and see the demise of entire Titan legions, earning this campaign the dire moniker of Titan Death. The Legio Vulpa fought against the Loyalist forces in the Beta Garmon system as part of preparation for the traitors' final assault on Terra. The Legion fought primarily on Beta Garmon 3 and Theta Garmon 5, and were supported by the Knights of House Divine, House Hyboris, House Yondin, and House Niagba. During the conflict, 8 Princeps of the Legion were possessed by demons and placed within war-class Titans under the command of the Dark Mechanicus Magos, Arbin Protos, and the Word-Bearer's Dark Apostle, Vorjuk Kral. This represented the first known Banelord Titans. Within the Imperial armies and fleets spread out across the cluster, Horus unleashed a full measure of his Titan legions against key targets. On Delta Garmon 2 and Theta Garmon 5, sieges that had lasted for Terran years were brought to a sudden and brutal tipping point. Titans of Legio Mortis led the way against the harvest domes of Delta Garmon 2, the airless waste growing thick with the twisted wreckage of Loyalist tanks. On Theta Garmon 5, the Legio Ferenz and Legio Vulpa Maniples marched across the great Garmonite shipyards, their guns tearing open the fortress docks and leaving clouds of frozen corpses in their wake. Only the swift arrival of Legio Ostorum and Legio Solaria Maniples prevented both star systems from falling completely within the War Master's hands, though both Loyalist legions found themselves hard-pressed by the vast number of enemy Titan legions arrayed against them. When the war finally came to Beta Garmon 2 in full force, having bled the Loyalists in the outer systems, the War Master unleashed his maniples of Deathheads, Tiger Eyes, and Deathstalkers into the waste surrounding Nikron City, while his fleet attacked the planet from above, and hundreds of traitor Imperialis Auxilia regiments stormed the hive cities themselves. In what would become known as the Second Battle of Nikron, the Titans broke through the 100-kilometer defenses of the Pancrypta Dusk Clans, Solar Auxilia, and Nemesis Brigades. It was the Warp Runner Maniples that led the Loyalist Titans to make the stand in the shadows of Nikron's gates, but ultimately fell, opening the way for the Traitors to flood into the city. With the city under their control, the Traitors moved swiftly to conquer or destroy the rest of Beta Garmon too. In recent history, this Traitor Legion has been seen taking part in the 13th Black Crusade. The god engines of the Legio Vulpa are seen marching in their rust red and purple with bone trim heraldry. The creature known as a Vorpus Saberfang that was native to the world of Yath dominates the heraldry of the Legio Vulpa, its skeletal frame clad in armor. The Libraxus Tactica Vulpa, the battle bible of the Deathstalkers, often references this ancient extinct Xeno creatures as the epitome of the hunter's virtue, cunning in its pursuit and savage when it strikes. The elite of the Legion's princeps even keep smaller versions of the Saberfang as pets, creations of biomanipulation and cybernetic crafting that prowl around their feet or coil around the base of their command thrones. So pervasive is the iconography of the Saberfang amongst the Deathstalkers that its skulls are incorporated into the banners of its maniples and used as decoration as the edge of their heraldry and even armor plating. The Legio Vulpa personally value the honor of close-quarter battles, where they could see the eyes of their foe, or in the case of Titan warfare, their armored heads, and feel the concussive force of their weapons smashing into them. The Legio Vulpa always has a reputation for excessive cruelty, and their fall to chaos has only made them more deadly. The desire to murder is common for these Titan princeps, the thrill of a felled foe echoed by a raging machine spirit and feeding back through the neural link of a Titan's MIU. Deathstalker princeps often give in to their battle madness, riding the waves of exhilaration and letting their attacks become more instinctive. The Deathstalkers quickly developed a modification for their war machines, fixing disruption fields to their armor plates and limbs to enhance the destructive potential of close-quarter combat. After turning traitor, few aspects of the Titans weren't weaponized. The Deathstalkers even fitted their plasma vents with dispersion nozzles in the shape of a leering gargoyle. They were able to spray the discharged scalding plasma over a wider area with these plasma gargoyles. And those were 40 facts on the Legio Vulpa, the Deathstalkers Traitor Titan Legion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, thank our patrons on Patreon. It's their $1 contribution that really helps out the channel. If you guys want to support us, the link is down in the description. If you can't support us on Patreon, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it really helps out the channel. So when you share it on Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, it really helps us out. Or simply just watching. Thank you guys. The cool thing about Titan lore is that these things are like colossal constructs. They are god machines destroying everything on the battlefield. But the thing that I've found is that whenever I read the lore for the Titan Legions, whether it's Traitor or Loyalist, it feels a little bland. And I wonder if that's because I don't really play or see anybody play Titan Legions on the battlefield. I've never played an Apocalypse game where somebody has brought a Titan, and it's not something that I would even want to collect. I feel like something that big is not really true to like the miniatures that we collect. And also I don't read the Horus Heresy novels, and most of the lore for the Titan Legions comes from the Horus Heresy era. Most of them are just remnants of that time, and because I don't read the books, I don't collect the models, it just feels a little bland whenever I read the lore. But you guys enjoy it, and I mean, it is kind of cool. They do have a really badass icon, and just the color scheme looks really cool, but it's just one of those things. If you guys have any suggestions for other Titan Legions that you guys would like us to create a video about, if you have a certain Titan Legion that you know is super badass and you know I would like, please comment down in the comment section below so we can create a video for you. If you guys have any other suggestions for any other topics of Warhammer 40K, please comment down below. And thank you guys so much for listening. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. This was Gershwan with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first.